Hello guys, it's Tina Wilfred here again today. It's actually been a very long time on this channel, over 2 months of inactivity on this channel, and I sincerely apologize for that. That's like one way or one big way of breaching the rule of consistency, and I feel so sorry for myself, but at the same time, circumstances really beyond my control tied me down. Okay, I've had a lot of real life shit I've been trying to fix up, and it's been tying me down. And today I told myself today that I'm going to muster the courage to, come back to this, because I literally promised myself that I'm going to follow up with this. Whatever be the outcome, I'm going to follow up with it. Whether my trades are good, bad, I'm going to. It's just a way of being accountable to you guys on here that are seeing me, the little people that are seeing me currently, and also a way of being accountable to myself. All right. If you check the last video on this channel, you will notice under the trade breakdown playlist, because there are up to 4 playlists on this channel. Under the trade breakdown playlist, the last video that we talked about was the sell. This impulsive sell that happened here. This sell dealt with me. Oh. Okay, I was waiting for price to come around this demand zone. I had my beautiful trade, my beautiful buy trade from this level, and price left another demand zone which I was expecting it to come down to. Okay, and when price came down to the sorry at the time I was waiting, I felt like selling down to that level was a very good opportunity. All right, and I decided to take advantage of it. But I mean, as usual, the sales always come with this level of manipulation if you're not careful. And of course, it did a lot of manipulation around this area, took me out, and of course, I lost it, only for price to, impulsively sell down. This, I'm just saying this like a quick review of what we talked about on the last video. Okay, and price came back, validated that demand zone. Because I distracted myself with this very sell here, I found out that I was no longer active to, getting on this buy as early as possible. That is one of the challenges you get as a trader when you don't, stick to a particular path. Okay, you will likely miss out on the actual one that should give you something, and even take a loss on the one that you did not initially plan for. Why? Because you want to like divide yourself to the both side of the market. It's not always, I don't know if I should say it's not even advisable, but I mean, we have to, I mean, as traders and as someone that is at the time trying to navigate just one pair. I've been trading GBBJPY for like over a year now, just it. You have to like find a way to maximize your, maximize the moves, and whether it's a buy or a sell. All right, so when price came here, because I could not, tap into this level the moment price came, why I distracted myself with the sell. The best thing I could do at the time, oh my god, hold on. So as I was saying, because I distracted myself from taking any trade along this level or within and around this level, I had to wait for a proper breakout on the 4 hours time frame, and that's exactly the reason why I'm on the 4 hours time frame. I needed a proper breakdown, and it took a lot of time because of the impulsiveness of this very sell. I knew that a 15 minutes breakout is definitely not going to do the work for me. There was a 15 minutes breakout of which it lured the early buyers, and eventually it took them out. That was exactly what happened. But I needed a solid breakout, and you can only get a solid breakout on the 4 hour time frame, and I got that. Okay, I got this very, you can see that there is a proper breakout around this level. I'll just mark it out. I'll try my best to make sure that this video is not going to be a long one. I'm sorry. I needed to wait until I had this solid breakout with a full body close. Okay, and the moment I got this breakout, I knew it was time for me to look for a buy. But then something happened. I didn't pay attention to the fact that there was this long week. You see, that particular week continued creating long weeks that I cannot explain where it's coming from. And I never thought that this level was still part of the order block. So I took my buy just beneath this level where I could see a gap. That was exactly what happened. And price took me out. That was what happened. Now I was right with the breakout. I needed to spot a valid order block. Because you cannot see it clearly here, all I needed to do was to, zoom into the lower time frame and find a proper order block. And that was eventually what I did after price, took me out. For the most part, when price takes you out, what you want to do is to go back and, check what happened. You don't want to force anything at that point. If not, it will keep taking you out. That was even what happened on this sell. Okay, you want to actually know, because when price takes you out, it's giving you some sort of information, okay, on what you're either doing wrong or what you're doing right. In fact, for the most part, what you are doing wrong. I had to go back and I noticed that I made a mistake on marking my order block. Okay, this is going to be so hard to find because I've allowed this thing to go far. I've allowed price to go further than this level, and I don't know. Okay, instead of us to keep going back, because I don't want this video to be a very long one, and if I make it long, that means I'm going to spend the whole time editing it. I had to find my level around in the 15 minutes time frame, okay, and the level was around here. Because on the 15 minutes there was still a very long wick there, I used my gambos to find the 50% of that order block because it was still long even on the 15 minutes time frame, and that was the only way I could refine my entry. I had to find it. If you use the 50% of the 4-hour order block here, you're going to find out that you will not be able to get a proper entry, or your stop loss is going to be really very high. Remember, an order block is any candle that sweeps liquidity of every other candle. Okay, so I found the order block on the 15 minutes by marking the 50% of that particular order block, and this was the level. Okay, if you pay attention, you're going to see that price came back to that very level and reacted exactly from that level. So I'm going to like put a position to around that place just to, I want to show you the actual target I was working with. That's a long position. So that's more like the 50 minutes. It was almost like a sniper entry, okay? Now I was able to mark this on a weekend. I marked it on a weekend. So I was so skeptical. Should I leave my trade running? Should I close it and follow up the next week? And at some point I came to a decision to close it and follow up. Okay. I told myself, let me just close it and follow up from the next week. So this was where I kept my target. There's a reason why this target is a calculated target. Why? Because there's also another block there, and it's going to serve as a roadblock that will push price back down. Okay, this was the target. Because of this other block, I knew that I'm not supposed to target beyond that level. Why? Price gets there is definitely going to push down, okay, because of the bearish order block there. So I chose that place as a target, and unfortunately I did not get in on this trade during that weekend, and the moment market opened, it tapped in. It didn't give me any other opportunity to ride with this move. Now let me tell you, this particular trade gave me a very good risk to reward. It was supposed to give me a very good risk to reward, but again, I was not able to get in on this trade because I did not put a pending order. Now, honestly, if you ask anybody that is ahead of you, they will tell you things like, oh, it's always good to close down your trades during the weekend because of weekend gaps and a lot of factors actually. But the truth is that if you know what you're doing, whatever weekend gap that comes is definitely just going to mitigate that your actual entry. It's not going to take you out, except there is some kind of maybe from your broker there's this type of spread that affected your trade or whatever. But to be honest, if you're already on the right side of the market, the weekend gap has nothing on you, absolutely has nothing on you. And that was what happened to me. I had a very big regret on this trade. This trade took exactly 17 days to get to target, and all through those 17 days I battled with finding new entries. And even when price gave opportunities to re-enter, I did not even see it because I was not active. I'm going to take out this position to show you that actually price gave re-entry opportunities. Around this level, you're going to see something like a hidden block, and price started into it and expanded further. After this particular expansion here, it still came back and reacted to this very other block and expanded further. If I was active on the chart, I would have been able to find more opportunities aside from the initial entry zone I had. Okay, but because I was not, I had to miss out completely. After 17 good days, you're going to see that as a very long period of time. But what do you expect of a swing trader? I'm not a day trader, so I'm not like always on the charts trying to find entry opportunities. And by implication, you notice that my losses are actually very minimal, and my wins are usually more when I get them. Unlike a day trader who would likely have a lot of entries and so many losses at the same time. All right, so that was like how I lost this. And when price came here, notice how it actually dropped heavily from this level, gave us a sweep of liquidity, a market structure shift, and inducement actually. And I did not see it. Why? Because I felt like it was just going to be a slight reaction and then we keep buying. And on an attempt to keep buying, I took another loss. The only reason I did not take this loss on my account is because price did not, the broker I'm using, Funded Next Broker, it did not tap me in. Okay, that's the only thing. I feel like God had a way of saving me from that particular loss. And because I'm not an impulsive trader, I did not get in after that particular after price did not tag me, I did not get in again, and that was the reason why I did not, incur any loss on this very decision. And it taught me that price actually came down to tap into the 50% of the range. Now, the truth is that based on my strategy, I already know that when price expands to a certain level, it always comes back to 50% of the range. And after the 50% of the range, it goes back, tap into any roadblock around, and then comes back to the other block. And that was exactly what happened here. You see that price expanded, came back into 50%. If you want to measure, you use your Gambos to measure, came back into 50%, tapped into the other block, and then came back to the actual other block that is here. Now, I also made another mistake marking my other block. In cases like this, you're going to make use of the nearest other block. I was looking at the extreme other block, okay? After after I felt, getting an entry above here, when price took me out, okay, and kept selling, I had to go back and wait for the demand level. And then I didn't know that I was supposed to go for the nearest other block that is close to the inducement. Because when price creates a 50% range, when price comes back into 50% of the range, whatever candle it uses to dig into it is more like your inducement, all right? And price swept it and tapped into this hidden block proper. It did not come down to the extreme other block. And that was how I also missed out on the next trade, okay? And price kept expanding. This is just the level of expansion and it has been crazy. Notice how price did not come back to this extreme order block again. It just kept buying. And ever since then, we've been looking for, I don't know if anybody has been able to get an entry opportunity, but the truth is that it just kept buying. It came to this very level. I wanted to bring it down. Let me show you the daily time frame to tell you that the moment it gave a daily breakout, the only thing that was in my mind was to bring it down to the 50% of the range. So I tried trying to sell, or I tried selling rather. The moment we got this breakout from this level, I tried my best to see if I can sell down completely to bring us back to the 50% of this range. But price was still ready to expand. Thank God, because I was not getting any proper daily confirmation, I did not take that trade. I just had my setup on it, okay, and I needed a stronger confirmation to continue to actually sell it down. Right, and price did not give it to me. It expanded further, and you can see this very impulsive buy around here. You can see this very impulsive buy around here. So that's like how far price expanded through last week, and I was not able to take advantage because I was looking to sell down. Of course, the moment you have that mind to do one particular thing, your mind will likely not tell you the next thing price will do. So price actually expanded further. At this point, I know that it's been kind of overbought, so I'm going to be so wise. You can see that I'm trying to see if I can keep buying it, so I will get a sweep above this high. But I'm actually very careful because we are currently on a supply. If you ask me, we are currently on a supply. We already have a daily breakout, and we should be looking at coming back to the other block to take more trades, okay, or bringing price back to the 50% of the range, which is the reason why I marked this here with my rectangle tool. We are supposed to find a way to bring price back to this level, all right? And if we can bring it back to this level, then the next level we should be looking at is this very other block here, okay? Initially, I made a mistake. I was trying to buy from here, of which price is definitely going to drop to this level, but we don't know. I don't think this level would hold. If it holds, I'm going to update you guys on why it held. And if it doesn't hold, definitely the reason is because it's trying to tap into the 50% of this level, okay? And I used my Gambos to mark the range. I think I have also talked about how to mark out your range on the channel before, and this was exactly the range. I marked it before this very video, all right? So we're waiting for what price would do. Usually during the week, Thursdays and Fridays are usually time for selling, especially if the week started in a bullish way. So I'm expecting like more drop on Thursday, and I'm also expecting further drops on Friday. And that drop is what will likely bring us to this very level. Okay, and if price brings us to this very level, then we either get a 4 hour confirmation and buy up to any level or any roadblock that price creates, like any opposing roadblock, because most times when price is trying to come down, it's going to create, maybe if it's on a bullish trend, it's going to create maybe a bearish order block that can you can tap into and sell them back to the proper order block. Maybe I'm going to do a proper video on how to identify your range, and that's going to be on um the advanced playlist rather. Okay, so because this particular playlist is for just normal trade breakdown, you will not like understand. If you're new to the channel, you most likely never understand what I am talking about, except you see it being taught on the advanced playlist. So that's like the level we are currently at. So you've been able to see this, like carrying you through the moments I've missed. The problem is that I did not even place I didn't leave the position to, so that you will actually see how many months that has gone by in this little space of time. The chart is showing that it's a little space of time, but it has taken a lot of patience. Okay, it has taken a lot of discipline to actually maintain my cool all through these periods, all through the challenges rather, because it's been a roller coaster. Honestly, I can tell you that it has messed with my emotions. Slight mistakes that you think you have outgrown, the psychological issues you think you have outgrown, you see it play back in real time again, and it feels like you're going backward. But the truth is that it's all part of the growth, and everybody will get used to it eventually. That's the thing. So I've been able to carry you through. I've been able to carry you through my May, June, and July, and we're hoping that August will be better because, as you can see, this month is almost coming to an end. This month is almost coming. I think today is either 20 or 21. This month is almost coming to an end. So we're actually hoping at this point, I'm already in August. I'm not fucking with July again, honestly. So let's see what the month of August will come with. And on the next one, I'm going to take you through whatever it is that price does. If it's going to validate the 50% of this level, then of course I'm going to do a very short video on that. And if it's going to respect this level in order to give us a sweep above this high, of course I'm going to update. And most likely I'm going to wait for it to come back to this very order block, if at all it will. There are chances it may not, because looking at the monthly time frame, notice that price is actually pursuing some sort of target. I don't know. Price is actually pursuing a target, and this is the high. I've marked this high for like God knows when, since last year, and price has been progressing towards it. So I know that price is actually pursuing to get to this resistance here. So there might just not be any serious pullback, or there might be. I mean, it's all part of the monthly time frame. It's all embedded in it, so it can actually be in one candle. So whatever it is, I'm expecting extreme more buys to this very resistance before a proper drop, if at all GJ wants to continue on a bearish trend. Okay, so we're going to we're going to work with the current price actions. We are going to work with the current structures that price is creating. We're going to trade by what we are seeing. Okay, I forgot to add something. The one thing I forgot to add is that during the period of these whole challenges, at some point I started having a rethink on handling one pair, because for like 1 year I've been on one pair, and you will agree with me that it takes a lot of discipline to actually stick to one pair. Okay, but after the whole challenges, I felt like, I mean, I'm a swing trader, and I should be able to navigate several other pairs. And that made me to, start paying attention to my SAUSD and GBPUSD. If you have been following up with me, you will know that these were the two pairs that I started with. And after some time as a beginner, I had to just trash them at some point so that I'll focus on one. And at this point, I decided to start trying my technical prowess on it, and I see that it's working. So at this point, I think I should officially announce that I will not be talking about just GJ anymore. I'm going to actually be talking about GBP and SAUSD. You can see that I have a running setup on this, and I don't even want to talk about how I am not part of this current move right now. I don't want to talk about it. Maybe it will just get me pissed off, but as you can see, I'm waiting for a new entry around this zone. If at all price gives us a pullback, but if it does not, then it's going to like raid this current high that I'm waiting for as my target. If it does, then we'll wait for a proper retracement to get a new entry. I also have something on GBP USD. GBP USD has been imitating the same price action as GBPJPY. All right, and it actually makes it a lot more easier to navigate. So the same thing I'm expecting on GBPJPY, I'm somehow expecting it on GBPUSD as well. I mean, we need price to come back into 50% of this range. You can see the price already expanded to this very level. If it can come back into 50% of this range and give us a confirmation, then we'll know which way to go. It should be the end of this video, guys, and on the next one we are going to talk about whatever it is, and I'm going to also take my time to see if I can create a new video for the advanced class. I've just had only one video there, which is on market structure. I think that's like my favorite video of all time, because I mean, I think a lot of people were able to relate to what I talked about on that video, and I hope to continue on the same path from the next one. And on the next one we'll likely be talking about break of structures, because a lot of people have problem with breaking structures or identifying valid break of structures, and that's exactly the reason why I'm going to be talking about that next. Okay, so I hope you stay tuned. I hope you follow up with the next ones, and until then, see you. Bye. Just in case you are coming across this channel for the first time, please, the only way you can support us, because it takes a lot of courage to come on here, show up every time as consistently as possible, the only way you can support is actually to subscribe to the channel, like, share, comment. I mean, as much as you can, engage through the process, and also share with your friends so that they can, I mean, it's going to definitely be useful to someone else as much as it is to you. So subscribe, like, share. Thank you.